Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. On today's episode, we're going to check out Elias's SBS dominated Cade 2100. Alright, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Parker's Reefs, and as touched on in the intro, today I'm going to see a tank that I saw a bit over a year ago, Elias and his incredible Cade 2100 system. Now, I have had dozens of people that saw that video that have since been to Elias's house that said, I need to get back there to do a follow-up video because his tank has gone above and beyond since then, which boggles my mind because last time I was there, I thought his system was to die for. So I guess that was all the incentive I needed to go up and check out Elias and his incredible Cade 2100. So get comfortable, get yourself a drink. This is going to be an awesome video. Let's check out Elias's Cade 2100. All right, I am back. It's got to be a good 12, maybe even 18 months since I was at Elias's place before, and holy hell, man, this tank has found its groove and has absolutely taken off. So firstly, thank you so much for making it possible for me to come here, not only once, but to come back and check out this tank another time. And secondly, mate, what's been going on? Look at this system. What can you tell us about it?
Well, first of all, thanks for coming out again, Sam.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Welcome anytime. Yeah, so a lot's changed since last time.
A heap's changed, and I mean, obviously there's been all sorts going on inside the glass box, but for those who weren't fortunate enough to see the first video, can you start off by telling us what system we're looking at here? This is a Cade?
So this is a Cade S2 2100.
Yeah, the big boy, yep, very nice.
And either side there's the Reef, I think it's called the Reef /N, something like that.
Yes, yep. So you've got some expansion systems on the side, utilising the caddies there. Big system. And how, at this point in time, how long has this system been running for now?
So November, 21st November this year will be 4 years.
Yeah, okay, yep. So this system is definitely in its absolute peak right now, both in growth and coloration. Now, we will get a chance to go through all of the incredible corals and fish in there, but I'd like to take the opportunity before we get lost into that world of livestock, just to go over some of the infrastructure, because you've got a heck of a setup running this system. Obviously, being a Cade 2100, it's a big system, and you've got no expense spared on the equipment. Maybe if we start from the top and work our way down, lighting wise, what have you got running on this system?
So I've got the XR30s Gen 6 Pro lights.
Yes, nice.
And then I've got the Kessels, the 360X.
Yes. And you've got these beautiful Peter Carter light shades on those radians, just making sure that the light goes in the tank and not in your eyes, which is always nice.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And the Kessels, I can tell just by, I mean, you get caught up looking at the tank here. You've got colonies this big, you've got asperas and things growing that large there. You've got these Kessels on some angles so you can try to get some light shooting underneath the big colonies that are growing out. Is that right?
That's right.
Just get that angle in there.
They've been getting a bit of shading here and there, so I haven't turned the back ones on yet.
Okay. Just got
front
them
ones,
up the
just
sleeve.
the front ones are going.
Yeah, nice. And yeah, I do love the way with the Kessels you can have these little magnetic reflectors so you can really get the beam going on and angle that light exactly where you want it. Very nice. Now, so we've got 5 of the XR30s on there and currently 2 Kessels running with another 2 ready to switch on. You got that all mounted off a one of the Ecotech rails? That's
right.
Makes life nice and easy, and I love you got the auto feeder up there on the rail too. Makes it easy just to keep that up out of the way.
Yeah, dumps it in. I've got another light to go on there, so another XR30.
Okay, yep.
I just didn't have the time to pop it on for the video.
So you've been busy cleaning things up, making the system look impeccable for the video, which you've done a good job, I've got to say. Now, all right, so that's lighting. I mean, there's no massive surprises there. You've got an array of high quality lights and they're all on there doing their job. Let's talk about flow, because I can see wave makers tucked in all sorts of places there. What do you got running on this system?
So I've got I think I've got about 8 MP40s on there.
Yes.
And I've got a max spec, the XF 350 CE.
Yes,
on that side.
Big guy up there, yep.
And I've got the Reef Factory, I think it's the 30.
Yes, okay, you've got the Reef, the wave, Smart Wave, yes. Yep, on there as well. So you got flow from different manufacturers in all different locations. Obviously, this is bare bottom system, so you can really afford to crank that flow and get all that detritus up in the water column.
Gonnies aren't liking it down the bottom, so I'm slowly transitioning to the frag tank.
Okay. I mean, you're certainly not liking it, apart from the fact that this big guy likes to lay in there like it's a king size mattress. They look pretty colourful and happy enough to me, but yeah, they're probably getting a fair bit of flow compared to compared to what they're used to.
Yeah.
And those wave makers, you have them running on any sort of pattern, anti-sink or anything like that?
So they're on Reef Crest.
Yes.
But so I've got them so like half the day this side would be pushing that way, and then that side would be pushing the other way. So
Right, just to create a little bit of variance in there. Yeah, very, very nice. Now, that's all of the equipment that we can see fairly comfortably, the lighting and the flow there, but it doesn't stop there, yeah? I mean, this is a serious SBS system, and obviously light and flow is important, but there's a whole lot of infrastructure you've got going on here that makes the rest of this system tick. Any chance you can run through what you've got in this system?
all right, do you want me to start from this end?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So on this side here, I've got my Sea-Torch SM120 calcium reactor.
Very nice. That's running pretty hard with the
is.
SBS load in there.
It is.
And I can see you got the nice Kamoa SXTP or something
That's
like
right,
that in there feeding that.
It's cranking, I think about at 130.
Yeah, right. Definitely pumping some flow through. You've got the nice carbon doser regulator on there. And I even love the Arlo security camera so you can keep an eye on things when you're away.
I've got the controller right up there.
Yeah, nice. All very nicely tucked away here. I even love the, look at this cable wrap to the controllers on the front here. All super, super tidy. And you've also done that trick that I've seen done a couple times now where people take the paint off the front door on the caddies. It's a super, super slick setup that way. It almost looks like a wine fridge or something with the clear front door. And look at these Ecotech controllers for days there. Quiet drives galore. The octos obviously for the calcium reactor.
That's right.
Yep. Sensational. And yeah, even the Gaia controller down there. Incredible. So that utilises one caddy, big calcium reactor in there pumping away.
So I'll start on this side here.
All right. Okay, big open style sump. You've made modifications to this, taken baffles out, or?
I've taken out the filter sock holder section.
Yep.
So in the last video that you did, I had a big fuge here.
Okay, yes.
I actually got rid of that.
Yep.
So
kept things simple, filter roller, skimmer, media, return.
It was just making too much of a mess in there, and
yes,
it was chewing up my trace elements.
Yeah, okay, yep. Yeah, it is funny. I mean, we're so big on export, but when you got to then put stuff back in to replace that, it does sort of start to become a little counterproductive. Yep. And I guess the benefit of being bare bottom with heaps of flow is you can get all that detritus up into the water column, let the big Royal exclusive skimmer chew that away there, and even with the filter roller on there, you got the X filter on there, let that do the work, and keeps the sump super simple, and I got to say, super clean. Look at that. Nice big open chamber there, all that water going through the filter roller. What model Royal exclusive is it?
That's the 250 Deluxe, I think it is.
Sensational.
I'm sure it is,
Yeah, so it's the big boy, and it's working away, doing a good job. Then you've got a nice, plenty of room for media in there, so you can get some nice bacterial filtration in there.
So I've changed the media that I had in there. I used to have the Marine Pure balls.
Okay, yep.
I removed those because I was getting aluminium trace in my ICP. And so yeah, I eliminated everything and got down to the media, and that was the cause.
That was the cause.
So I got rid of that and never had an issue since.
Yeah, nice. So you've got some nice ceramic media in there now, and then flowing through over to, you got two pumps in that back section there. Yeah, two Vectras.
So there's a S2. Hang on, is it an S2 or M2? M2 for the UV.
Yes.
And I've got an L2 that runs the whole system.
Runs everything else. Yeah, yep.
So basically, I've got the display, and this frag tank here runs into that roller filter.
Okay. Yes.
And then that frag tank there runs on a smaller roller filter there, the 1.0.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, there is another filter roller back there. So,
and if you look down, you can look at all the plumbing. So it's a circus in there.
It's very neatly done. Obviously, when you've made the number of modifications you've made, you've got an additional 2 systems running off there. It's going to require a bit of plumbing to make it all flow back through. And they're all utilising this one sump, obviously, if you've got the 2 rollers there, which makes sense. You've got the investment in that big skimmer, you may as well make it work for you and keep everything in the one water column, one set of water tests.
That's right.
Makes it work well. Fantastic. And now I'm assuming this section over here, and probably even that caddy, hasn't just gone to waste. You've utilised every square centimetre so far, and it looks like this section is no exception. See, KH Guardian, you've got a Neptune Trident up there as well, some dosing pumps, obviously a lot of dosing containers as well, and all picture perfect, man, like a brochure. You've got that cable management on point.
Yeah, so I run full Apex.
Yes.
And it just controls the whole system.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And you find the system works well for you?
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, very
nice. Especially the KH Guardian.
Yep.
Never had a fault with it.
Yep, yeah, great.
Been running it for probably about maybe 2 years now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I believe they were the first to the market with the automated alkalinity tester. If not first, very close to. The machines had few revisions over the years, and you can see why, because they just work. Does the job nicely.
It's been good.
Alkalinity is that critical element, particularly when you're talking SBS of this magnitude here. You just got to keep an eye on it. You can't have alk swings in a system like this.
That's right.
Very, very nice.
So it sits about 8 to 8.5.
Yes.
So it's not bad.
Yeah, it keeps it nice at I find the lower levels, and I'd say that's low to medium level of DKH, helps SBS colour so much. Some people say, and I don't know if there's science to it, or whether the science needs to be reviewed, that the higher DKH levels help corals grow faster. When you look at a system like this, that would be a downside if you had corals growing quicker than that, because it just means you're going to have to frag them more often, and you're going to have more coral warfare. So
I've been fragging a lot.
Keep the DKH low. If it slows the growth down at all, that's a bonus, I guess, but you get the colour like this, and that's where you want to have it. Now, you've briefly touched on these 2 frag systems on the side here. Can you tell us what's the plan for those? I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks incredible the way you've got this sort of tiered setup going on, but obviously the one on the left here is grow out of frags where you do your trimmings.
That's right. So I got that first. I got Adam from Cade to make me a frag tank. So that was the first guinea pig.
Yes.
Of the frag tanks. And so, yeah, I was just putting all my frags in there, and then I got Adam to make me another one. I was going to do that frags, and I was like, yeah, nah, I'll turn it to something different.
And this one's hosting all sorts of LPS and things in here, a couple of SBS too. Gonies loving life in there, all the different high-end gonies, and all happening in there. Even a big Duncan back there. Looks like he's trying to take up more space than he's probably allocated.
Right, yeah.
Some Deshies, even some nice Zoa grow out, Recordias. Look at these Recordias down here, stunning. But I am getting caught up on the livestock when I said we'd focus in on the infrastructure first, and then we'll jump onto that. But that's a heck of a setup. You're obviously put a lot of time, effort, and of course money into getting this system running exactly the way you want.
That's right, sir. Yeah. It's a bit of work.
Yeah, I guess if you buy the good gear, you buy it once, and I mean, nothing's bulletproof, but you only need one bit of equipment to fail to really set the whole system back. So it becomes a point of insurance after a while, where you want to have the best of the best to keep such a system running like this. So on your second caddy, I mean, you've got a Cade 2100 cabinet as it is, which has room for a massive sump. You've got an electrical section, and then you've got 2 caddies, one on either side, that you've utilised every square inch of again. Done the same trick on the front here with removing the paint off that front door, fitting even more Ecotech controllers in there, some Reef factory gear from the ThermoView, Thermo Control, pH meter, and then we come down to yet more Ecotech controllers, and even the awesome Apex display there, well, the tablet which shows the Apex status, and then you've got even more treasures hidden in here.
So I've got a Deltec calc stirrer.
Yes.
I'll be working a way of hooking that up.
Nice, nice. Just to help supplement the calcium
That's
reactor
right.
a bit and keep the pH up as high as you can.
Yeah, man, I got one of your famous battery backups in there too. So
Battery backups. Thankfully, we're a long way from cyclones here, but
yeah,
you never want a power outage. It's going to be a pretty catastrophic event.
3 batteries in there, 100 and, what are they? I think they're 120 amp hours. So
Yeah,
there's
nice.
3 of them in there. So
Yep.
basically,
That should keep the system running for a fair while.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Fantastic. Very, very nice. So on your frag systems, I noticed you've got some radians on there as well, just to keep obviously the same aesthetics going on. These ones look like the XR15s.
Yeah, XR15 Gen 6 Pros.
Beautiful. It's plenty of light for the volume on either side of the tank there. Keeps the system churning along nicely.
So the spread on the Gen 6s is pretty wide, so one's plenty.
Yes. Definitely no, they look great, and you've utilised the arms off each side just so you can keep that sort of symmetrical look is the word I'm after, where you've got the row of lights along there.
I've had to do a bit of work on that.
A little bit of modification,
to get these on there, and
yeah, these look a treat though when you've got those beautiful Cade polycarbonate lids on there, just and obviously on the main system too, just to keep it all super tidy, stop things jumping out. Always
so
a good
much
thing.
better with them.
Yeah, nice. Well, that's a heck of a lot of infrastructure. I believe, despite the big cabinet and the 2 caddies and even the batteries coming out the side of you, you've got even more infrastructure maintaining this system.
That's right, yeah.
You got some more things hidden outside of this room?
That's right, yeah, behind the tank.
Yeah, what do we got happening out there?
So I've got the UV and I put all my power bricks and so on out there. And
Yep. Keep it all out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad way of doing it. Any chance we can check that out?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Elias, as expected, that Sump super clean system, fairly basic without being condescending at all, because it's the highest of quality equipment, but it looks almost too clean, and that's because you've very, very neatly tucked a lot of the infrastructure in behind the tank here, where you've got beautiful access from these sliding doors behind the tank. I love the way you've got all of these power bricks super neatly installed here, but they're not in the way of all your other equipment. This sort of stuff, if you need to do electrical work, you can jump out here. You don't need to be mixing this up. Obviously, electricity and salt water doesn't play nicely together. But can you run us through some of the gear out here? Because I guarantee I've probably only noticed 50% of it. So what have we got?
So I've got the Pentair 120 watt UV.
Big UV down there, lovely. Got that tilted up just to make sure that it doesn't get any air trapped in there.
That's right. So yeah, it's tilted up and then it goes through here into the display.
Yes, yep.
I've got a flow meter on there.
Yeah, nice. So you can always see that it's producing exactly the amount of UV exposure you want.
Check valve there.
Nice. So she's not going to drain back always.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and it's the same with the chiller.
Yes.
So I've got a Teco 2000 in there, and that dumps back straight into the display.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, you've gone the slightly more difficult path of having them on their own loop, so that you can control the flow of those exactly the way you want without having to compromise other things.
That's right.
Which is the slightly more challenging path, particularly when it comes to plumbing and obviously assigning pumps and things, but is the best way for ultimate control. And if you need to dial the flow up to UV to target, algae side things, you can. If you want to slow it down to target sort of larger pests, you absolutely can. And it works a treat.
Then I've got all my my lights, wave makers, they all connected to the Apex.
Yes, beautiful.
Same with everything else, like all my return, all through the Apex. I just put maintenance on, everything shuts down.
Beautiful. Makes life all too easy. I cannot tell you how jealous I am of the access to the back of your tank, because I think the back of my tank, I was going to say it looks the same, it doesn't look anything like this at all, but it's got probably similar amount of gear, but it's just all in a huge rat's nest because I don't have access to the back of the tank. So I just get sort of shoved behind the tank, and when those maintenance or minor emergencies occur, it is an absolute nightmare to work on, where you've got this access here, you can pop outside, slide open these doors, get in there without unplugging things you don't want to unplug, and spending hours and hours tracking wires around. You've got it all nice, neatly laid out and labelled. It's got to make life so much easier.
Yeah, access is pretty good.
Definitely.
And then I've got, so all the plumbing here's for that frag tank.
Yes. Yep.
That was actually not bad to install. So that side there was a nightmare.
They look fairly similar, but
Yeah.
it was this access, or I guess because this end was where the plumbing for the tank comes down anyway, so you probably had the paths and flow there anyway, where this one has to cross over everything. Although you've got its own filter roller for this one in the sump, but still a bit of a challenge.
So on the frag tank, I run 2 MP10s on this one, on the SBS one.
Yes.
And just an MP10 on that.
Yep. Not too much flow in there for the gonies.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, nice. No, it's a tidy setup, and like I said, I'm super jealous of the access you've got, and it's good to see you've utilised this. A lot of people would think about not putting the tank there because it's right in front of the sliding doors, but you've made it work so well. So tip of the hat to you. How about we go inside, because it's roasting hot out here today. All right, Elias, we've had a look at the incredible infrastructure behind this system, and I got to say, it is nothing short of spectacular, but we've come here to look at this livestock. We can't avoid it any longer. Tell us about the fish, the corals, or should I ask, which one do you want to talk about first? Fish or corals first?
Talk about the fish first.
Let's talk about fish. All right, what do we got in this system?
Jeez, I forget sometimes.
Well, we're going to start right here. These 2 clowns here that look like they're doing their best dead fish personation in there, just burying themselves in the goney. And then there's a third. There's an outlier over here that doesn't want to lay in bed this morning. He's up and about. So nice little trio of clowns.
So these bullet hole clowns, they were the first to go into the tank.
Nice.
And then I added 2 other clowns.
Okay. Oh yeah. You got 1 at each end there. Yeah, right. 2 in the middle and 1 at each end.
Yeah, and then they ended up swapping partners. And
controversial, mate.
Yeah, so
you're running a house of swingers here.
Yeah.
A little bit of partner swap action, but
they've had a big night, so
they're happy as Larry in there, but they are living their best life. And then a fish that you don't see too often in SBS systems, the blue throat trigger.
That's right. So he's the male, and I've got a female at the back.
Beautiful. How you find them in the system, not causing any trouble?
They're not touching any of the coral, so they're really good.
Great.
But someone's been picking on the male.
Okay.
Don't know who yet.
Someone's giving him just a little hazing into the system. Yeah, nice. And the tanks have got a little shy on me, but have a look at the size of this 6-line wrasse in there.
Monster.
Absolute beast of a unit. There he is there. Look at the size of him. He's bigger than the Banggai Cardinal. That's a big 6-line. You have no issues with bullying from him at all?
No.
Wow, you got some secret sauce going on in this tank.
He'll go over the chromas.
Yes.
Okay. Chase them around.
Well, that's not a bad thing. I don't mind something to keep the chromas in check.
So last time you were here, I had, I think, about 14 or maybe 16 of them.
Okay.
It was just getting a bit too much, so I brought out the fish trap and
caught a few out.
Over a couple of days, I caught a few, and
nice.
And I'm left with 6. So
okay.
I think 6 is a
6,
good number,
and these 6 have had the fear instilled of them that if they misbehave, they'll be out. They'll be out as well. So.
But they caught on to me.
Yeah.
So I think these ones are the ones that caught on to me catching the rest of them. So.
Clever. You got the smartest of the bunch. Now, tang-wise, I mean, this Desjardins has come out right on cue. Beautiful size specimen there. Is that a freckle tang as well?
It is.
Yeah, he's stunning. The gold spots on the face with the lines, absolutely beautiful. There he is there, leading just a little timid of the camera, but beautiful fish. Obviously, the powder blue there is a dream fish. I mean, the colours of those are just to die for. The such a soft blue they have with the contrasty white and yellow is incredible. Obviously, he hasn't caused any grief in bullying the tank or anything.
He's actually been pretty good, Sam.
Nice.
And
parading around right on show.
Yellow tang's hiding.
Yes, yellow tang's hiding in there, but yep, absolute stunner of a fish, and he's very shy. Obviously got the regal blue there as well.
That's right.
He's nice and vibrant too. All the fish beautiful, fat and healthy. Tamini tang in there. I just saw his beautiful splash of white and orange in there. Magnificent fox face up the back in there. He's a decent size too. So quite a few good sized fish in this system, which I mean, it's a 2.1 metre system. You got room for some big fish, and you're definitely utilising that.
I've got a flame hawk in here somewhere.
Yep. Sensational.
I've got a magnificent fox face.
Yes. Gorgeous fish.
Yeah.
Gorgeous fish. Any you think we've missed?
So there's Mr. Bully.
Ah, yes, the blennies.
Yeah, he's pretty violent.
All the fish in there, and the blenny's the one that causes grief.
So with the purple that's in this frag tank,
yes,
he was in this main system.
Sure, I was guessing that it wasn't his forever home in there.
No, God, no. It's so he got into a massive brawl with my yellow tang and nearly killed him. So I had to take him out. So he's in jail at the moment.
The benefits of having a couple of spare systems there. Yeah, so you've also got a big open space in the sump. And then should things really get hectic, you've even got another system over here that you can utilise.
That's right.
Lots of space for fish if they do decide to misbehave. Right. So what do we got? We've got some nori on a clip that is attached to the suction cup by a bit of fishing line. Makes it a bit more of a hunt for them. And the trigger's in there first off the cab. Look at him go. You're not wrong. Definitely got all the fish out. Naso tang there. See both the triggers. Look at that freckle though. I absolutely love the freckle. Got a bristle tooth. You see that that nice assertive blenny come out and have a look. The tamini looks a treat. Yeah, the fish all look beautiful in this system. I do like the way that floats about and makes it a bit more of a challenge for them. Don't have any issues with them getting tangled up in the fishing line at all?
Never.
They're too
I'll
clever.
leave it in overnight as well. And
Yep. Yeah, incredible. Easy adjustment to make, isn't it? You can
that's right.
half a metre of fishing line and you're off and running.
Because when you use the clip straight onto the glass, only a few can get around it, but that way everyone can get around it.
Yeah, it's clever. I like it. Sail fin putting those sails right up. Gorgeous looking fish. Any plans for future fish or anything that's on the list that you don't have in there yet?
I don't think so, Sam. I think that's about it.
No, fair call.
Yeah.
Got a nice assortment there.
I've got a big clown in there.
Oh yeah.
So in this frag tank, and I've got a filefish.
There they are, hiding under the racks.
I've just got the filefish in there, tested him out, see if he touches any of those frags.
Yeah, nice.
And if
just a little temptation in there. You see if he nips those, and if he doesn't nip those, he gets released in the big system.
Yeah, that's right.
Much easier to catch him out of there than to try and catch him out of here. Very nicely done.
And then I've got a flame hawk.
Got the flame angel. Yep.
Flame angel. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And he's doing something similar. You're just testing him in there with the LPS, or?
Yeah. So I had him in the main system, and he killed 3 of my colonies. He was just chewing them up.
Angels, don't you love them?
But he's been put in here. He's been here for about 2 months now, and he hasn't touched any of the gonnies or the hammers.
Amazing.
So
far, so good.
I think that'll be his permanent home now.
He can be in there keeping things under control. Works a treat. Well, we've got to talk about some corals, man, because if we don't talk about corals soon, we're going to run out of daylight hours because there is a lot of coral here to talk about. Where should we start? Do you want to go from a top to bottom, or left to right, or talk from your favourites? Go from right to left. All right, take us through them, man. What do we got?
Oh, we've got a big gonny here.
Yeah, and this isn't just a gonny. You've got this is some sort of high-end gonny. Looking at the colours of that, look at the red stems, bright green tips on the polyps, and it's a big, full-size colony too. Absolute stunner.
Then we've got the colony of Adonis.
Yeah, now a lot of people talk about getting Adonis zoas and they pick up a polyp or two. You've got 1,000 polyps there. What's going on there? I thought they were a slow grower.
I've given away so many polyps. And it wraps around the whole rock. So
they're meant to be a slow growing SPS.
Yeah, no,
So
they're pretty fast.
What is your secret to success with these things?
Don't know.
They look incredible.
Don't touch. Try not to put your hands in there as much as you can.
They look an absolute treat. You see the colours on them from the pink, the purple, the yellow, the green. Gorgeous, gorgeous looking as always.
Then I've got the pink Cadillac.
Nice, nice. Yep, yep.
So all these corals here are all from little frags.
Nice. Growing out very nicely. I mean, they're not, none of them are little frags anymore. They are all good sized colonies, even by Australian reefing standards, where we tend to consider pretty large pieces still frags. These are well past that.
And there's the red dragon.
Yes,
So
yep.
about 2 months ago, that colony was double the size of that.
Yes, it does grow fast. Such
So
a fine structure.
I went to go and frag a piece off it, and the whole colony just straight off the rock.
They tend to do that, don't they?
I'm trying to take it out, and as
Yep.
I'm trying to take it out, to put glue, I ended up breaking half of it.
Yeah, it's such a brittle piece.
What do you do?
It grows back quickly though, so it's, you know, it's nature's own way of fragging, I guess.
Then there's a candy cane. That's
Yep.
from your tank.
Yeah, I recognise it, the super toxic candy cane. I do love to see this in good sized colonies in people's tanks, because when I first got that, it was a single polyp, and I asked my local fish shop to get it for me, and it took him a while to get a collector to find some, and we got a single polyp, and it stayed a single polyp for a pretty long time. And then it eventually took off and grew, and when I shut that tank down, I sold off as much of it as I could and spread it around, and now so many tanks I go see,
It's really nice.
I see big colonies of it, and it's incredible to see. And you've even got an even bigger colony up this end of it.
So that one there,
Yes.
when you did the last video, it was sitting right on this rock here. I think it was, I think it was just one head.
Yes, yes. Look at it now. It's a bowling ball.
And I've fragged that so many times. But what's happening to it now, it's getting bashed by the flow.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So
It doesn't look to be suffering at all. Have a look at it. It's,
the right side.
Yeah,
right side,
okay. Yeah, the flow is just pushing the polyps in a little bit there, but yeah, I mean, it just makes it grow the other way, and that it is doing. It's got a full 360 growth on it. Looks incredible. What do we got next? You've got some nice SBS up in there too.
So up the top there, that's a pink digi.
Yes.
That's a millie, don't know what it's called.
It's just a gorgeous millie.
There's a stag there. I
Yep.
think it's sort of a blue.
Okay, yep.
My mate gave that to me, so
Beautiful.
he got that from Apex. It's in their big display tank.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Then there's the Jason Fox Flame.
Yep, and that looks great too. I've got trouble with the Fox Flame. Well, I say trouble, it's kind of the canary in the mine for me at the moment on my Fox Flame. I've been battling some rogue copepods or white bugs, and that's the coral that shows the outbreak to me. As soon as the population of those increases, that goes grey. Just loses all colour on me. It still has polyp extension, it still grows, but it has zero colour. As soon as I do the white bug treatment, it gets colour back again. So for me, that's the one that I look at, decide whether I need to do a treatment or not. So it is great to see the colours on that, because it is such an iconic piece in the industry.
And then behind that, I've got, I think it's called Fruity Pebbles.
Yep.
But that's been like encrusting on that rock for the past 3 years. So
Don't you love it? Some of them just don't want to branch out.
some of them don't. Some of them just keep encrusting, but others grow and they're pretty good. Got
Classic.
a few chalices down there.
Yep. Got some
Still
nice
got
ones
that
too.
Acan from the last video you did.
Beautiful. Just to keep a little bit of fleshy LPS in there. And then, yeah, chalice and Monty. This nice gold chalice with the blue on there. And then a bit of bright green digi going on there.
No, that there is, it's a goblin.
Oh, my apologies. Green goblin's what I meant.
But
Yes,
there's two different green goblins.
Yes.
So there's that one there,
Yes.
and then there's the one right there.
Yes. And I believe I have both in my tank as well, and the colours look almost the same, although I've got to say the density of the growth pattern on your green goblin there is, it's definitely, it's condensed
So
in there.
I've chopped half of that, so that was a big, massive ball. and
Yeah,
I've chopped
right.
it, so.
Chop him back, just let it get some room to grow. Now, this section here is going to be one of my favourites in your tank. The growth, the placement, and the colours is incredible from this beautiful blue stag that then has, is this more pink Cadillac
No,
underneath
that's
it?
Paletta Pink Tip.
Paletta Pink Tip, yeah, that's the name I'm chasing. that then flows down to this beautiful sunfire grafted cap that just literally looks like a waterfall the way that's just plated out there. It is impeccable scaping. You've got to be happy with how that's turned out. I'm sure you've had some involvement in getting it to go to that shape.
Not really. I think it's the flow because there's so much flow, it's just pushing it down.
Yes, yes.
But it's a bonus that it's growing downwards, so...
Growing downwards, and you've got
that
these...
way I can put all...
You can get things in front of it, and you've got this beautiful layered position there. You've got a nice even distribution of red through there. The yellow and green polyps throughout it are perfect. Even the red polyps in the red sections look a treat. Just a sensational piece there, where, like I said, with those two pieces above it from the Paletta pink tip into that gorgeous blue stag there, they just work so nicely together. It looks a treat.
And there's green digi behind it.
Yes.
Then there's Walt Disney down there.
Yeah, nice Walt Disney colony there. Fantastic. Bit of PC rainbow up there in the back.
Right, yeah.
Very
and that
fine
little
branching.
coral that's encrusting underneath, that
Yes.
PC, that's from Jono.
Nice, nice.
Don't know what it's called. See how it goes.
Shout out to Jono at Aquamarine Aquaristic.
Yeah. So the majority of these are from Jono.
Yep.
And I've got the majority of them as well from my friend Peter from Sydney.
Yeah, nice, nice. Shout out to Peter Carter if he's watching.
Yeah.
And tell us about some of the pieces you've got in this central bommy here, because you've got a dozen plus big colonies going in there of some crazy nice corals. What can you tell us about them?
That's my beautiful coloured up cherry bomb.
I'm glad you pointed it out. It's obviously not the colour it's meant to be. I've had troubles with cherry bombs before where they seem to keep a grey coloration and then it gets hues of sort of that cherry purple coloration. I believe yours was full cherry colour not long ago.
Yeah, probably about 3-4 months ago.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it just started going grey. I checked my potassium, when was it, a couple of days ago.
Okay.
It was about 380, so
Okay.
maybe that's got something to do with it.
It's a
But
touch
I've been
low,
bumping
but
it.
it's nothing drastic.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it is. It's not nice for you, but it's nice for me to know that, despite your level of expertise and your level of success with SPS, that even you can still be puzzled by something like a cherry bomb that has been growing great and great coloration, great polyp extension, and still has. I mean, it still has good polyp extension. It's not dying. It's completely fine. It's just lost that cherry color, and SPS is a funny game sometimes. There's not a playbook you can go by, and it'll just tell you the answer to every question.
So I do have my fish that pick. It all started with my yellow tank.
Yes.
And then he taught everyone else. So
the old monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, and they're not causing any damage to the corals, but I think they might be, annoying them.
Yes.
But at night when everyone's asleep, I'll just come in with my blue torch, and the polyp extension on every single coral is just amazing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. When those fish are no longer hassling them, they reach out. No, that's nice. Now, I mean, apart from the poor cherry bomb that I'm sure by the time I'm here next time will be 5 times the size and have more colour than I've ever seen before, there's some crazy nice pieces around here. I love this section here, which has just got numerous hues of blue, purple, green, teal, pink all happening in there. This piece here is gorgeous. I love that.
That's a blue tenuous?
Yeah, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful pieces. You got is it a TNT? Yes, yep. Nice, gives a nice bit of contrast, just a different growth pattern, different structure. And then we come up to what's probably, and I say that with hesitation because there's always something I miss, probably the biggest coral in the tank. This big green, is it an Aspera?
Not sure.
Or a Millie?
They call that green slimer.
Yep. Stunning.
That is a quick grow. I've had to chop that so many times.
The way you've got the big branching open structure of that, and then you've got it basically bookmarked by 2 variations of some blue stag on either side, just gives the top of this tank such a presence, and without blocking too much. I know you've gone a fair bit of effort to put the Kessels in to get light under them, but at least with the fairly open structures, they're not blocking all light. It really ties this tank together. I think they look fantastic.
That's another big colony right there of the Paletta pink tip.
Yes, yeah, it looks great too. Very nice health on that. Bright green polyps. Looks a treat.
Can't remember what that one there's called.
It's got beautiful coloration on it, very deep blue. And then the polyp colour through it has got some purples, some greens, and I love the where it encrusts onto the rock there. You just sort of get this full scale of blue as it branches out, or it encrusts out, I should say. Looks fantastic.
Then we've got, that's another stag.
Yes.
So it's a sort of a bluey green. It's different to that one.
And I love the way that this has had to make room for itself. It's grown out and then up. To get away from the green slimer, it just had to go left first and then it could go up, and it looks a treat. And you've got some Dallas here, yeah?
Yeah, so I got that off John Sim.
Yes, nice.
I think it was the red polyp Dallas.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it does look like it's got some tendencies for the red polyps in there, looking a treat. And then this piece here on this, I love the way that's just perched itself up there and then plated out.
So that's vivid confetti.
Yeah, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And the polyps are just dancing in the flow there, looking fantastic. And this piece down here has got some nice colour to it.
That one there is mustard custard.
Mustard custard, a aquamarine aquaristic signature, and has some cool coloration to it. Got a very nice tight growth on your Space Invader pectinia. Very nice there. And of course, we did touch on earlier the gonies down here that the clownfish are very much enjoying as a home. You've got some high-end gonies in there, just living their best life. And then you come across to a nice chalice section here, and even some Samicora, I see. So we've got some rainbow chalice in there. You've got some convict chalice, watermelon, flaming Bugatti, I think. And yeah, I do love the Samicora there. That looks like, is that one a lighthouse, do you know? Or
yeah, it's the lighthouse.
Beautiful, yeah. Super rare variation of the brightest yellow Samicora. A colour that's not easy to get in reef tanks. Looking great. And then we roll on. You've got a couple of different digis going on here. From the green in the centre to some red and bubblegum, is it?
Yeah, so the top and bottom one are the bubblegum.
Yep, nice.
So I'm still tossing which one to remove.
Only one may stay.
Yeah.
And what about, is this a fireworks up the back there?
Yeah, so that's
Gorgeous.
a purple.
Yes.
And that one right there is the blue.
Yeah, nice. Look at that, yeah. Fireworks is a coral that it's just so rich in its coloration. And you've got the nice orange polyps on it there too, doing everything it should. Just looks fantastic. And where do we go from there? We've got the second big candy cane. You've got some nice colonies in here. This yellow tip one in here, beautiful.
So that's graffiti.
Okay, yep. Love it.
Then these two down here, they're wilds.
Okay, yep. Some of the wilds do.
See how they change, see how they go.
Definitely.
Then there's Zappo up the top.
Yep. Another AMA special.
Yeah. And that one there's...
It looks like Dustin's cousin.
It is, but if you look at the base of it,
yes,
the green's there, but not on the top.
Yeah, that's exactly what I find with my Dustin's cousin. When it gets, I'm not going to say too much light, but where it gets a lot of light, there is absolutely no hint of green at all. And if you have it in any sort of shade, you get arguably better coloration.
Yeah, so if you look on that side of it,
yes,
you'll see the green, but then the tops.
Yes, just on the base down there, you got the green. I've got the same in my tank where either I have or whether the fish have busted a bit off and it's like fallen under the rock. It has the most intense green and purple and blue coloration. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I don't even know what that is. I bring it out, put it on a plug, get it in some light, and it just goes solid blue. Which, it is what it is.
Same with the Miyagi Tor.
Yes.
So that one right at the back there.
Yep, that guy there, yep.
So I did have him behind the Red Dragon.
Yes.
And then I popped him there because he was getting a bit too much light, so hopefully it'll change.
It is amazing how the same coral in the same tank, but in slightly different location, can just do something completely different,
That's right, yeah.
blows my mind. Now that's a heck of a coral load, and I'm not going to for a second suggest that we've talked about every piece, but is there any in there that we've missed that we really should talk about?
So if you look at that on the base there.
Yes.
So that's...
oh yeah, look at that. There's a massive encrusting piece under there.
So the problem I'm having with that is it's not getting enough light.
Yes.
So that there is called, it's a Sustainable Reefs fairy lights.
Yes, nice, nice.
So when it was getting light to it, it looked amazing. It looked beautiful. But then you've got this one and that one all shading it, so...
It's definitely getting a fair bit of shade down there, but you've got a good knack at getting... Well, you've got, yeah, the fairy lights, Monty. Is this a tickled pink here?
So this one here is, they call it chili pepper.
Okay, yep. Chili pepper, so I mean, you're doing a good job, and then you've got some of your Monty over here, doing a fantastic job of having a substrate-free tank, but quickly growing a coral substrate.
Got another one in there.
Oh yeah, I see it in there, yeah. So that's not getting a lot of light, but look at the colour on it.
That's been shaded for a long time.
Yeah, nice chalice in there. Almost too nice to be in the dark.
And then right behind there, there's a massive colony of the bird's nest.
Yeah, you see the trigger in there just hovering above it, but coral is making do with any sort of real estate it can get, which is pretty premium real estate at the moment. There's not a lot of space left in this system, despite being 2.1 metres long.
So I'm thinking, where am I going to put this coral when I get it? So I'm just, wherever I find a little bit, I added a little rock over there to add a piece of coral at the back, so...
Yes, just to give yourself a bit more space. Now, tell me, with all of these corals in the system, and so many of them the highly desirable named pieces, is there anything on your list that you don't have yet that you're keeping an eye out for?
Oh, there's plenty.
You're going to have to make changes to fit them in the tank. Yeah, you don't have room for many.
Some of the low-end colonies, I'll be removing them.
Okay.
And then slowly put more high-end in there.
Yeah, okay. Never ends.
Nah.
It is a funny thing where if a coral grows too easily, and I say too easily cautiously there, we lose interest in it. It's got to give us a challenge. We don't want it to not do anything, but we don't want it to grow too easy quickly. We want to have an arm wrestle, and then when it grows, it's so rewarding. So some of the lower end, again, cautiously say lower end corals that grow quickly and easily, we don't get as much satisfaction from them. It's funny like that.
Like I've got a Walt Disney in there from Peter.
Yes.
It was actually here when you did the first video.
Yes.
It's been like that for maybe 2.5 years.
That is why it's one of those high-end pieces that we all desire. But luckily for you, you've got a good-sized colony of it over there. So
yeah. So they're two different ones.
Yes. But even if they were the same, I have seen the tanks before where someone takes 2 frags off their mother colony and put them on different sides of the tank, and one of them grows to the same size as the mother in months, and the other one hasn't moved.
Yeah, that's right.
It's bizarre that under the same light, same flow, same tank, that one can do something completely different to the other. It's crazy. Well, I was going to say I can't imagine how you fit more coral in, but I can understand if you're going to pull some out to put new ones in as they become available. Those ones that you say that you're keeping an eye out for, have you got anything on your mind that you're looking to make space for, or are you just waiting to see what...
see what pops up.
Yeah, see what grabs your fancy, always something new out there. Now, I've got to ask, this tank is nothing short of spectacular, from the fish, the corals obviously, and the infrastructure. Can you run us through what your maintenance regime is like, and what sort of parameters you're chasing to keep the tank looking like this? So
water changes, I do probably once every 2 months.
Okay,
so I'll cut down on water changes.
Yes.
So I'll do about 270 litres.
Okay. Did that work out to be, that's going to be about 15%, something like that?
Something like that.
Yep.
So from when I first started, I was doing like every weekend, 250 litres.
Yes.
But now because it's stable, I just
let it do its thing. No use taking water out if it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, what sort of parameters is this system sitting at? You mentioned that your DKH was something like 8.5, something like that.
Yeah, between 8 and 8.5.
Yes.
So my cow will hover between 425 to 450.
Yes, okay, yep.
My nitrate sits about 10.
Okay, nice.
About 10, 12,
Yep.
13 sometimes.
Yeah, perfect, yep.
Phos is about 0.15,
Yep.
0.17.
Nice, yep.
Mag's about 1300, 1250.
Yes. All those levels that we'd expect in a modern reef these days. No one's chasing no nutrients. We all want to have that nice low, but nutrients coming up on a test kit so you know there's food in the water. And
Like when I first started, I was always chasing numbers, and if one thing was out, oh, what am I going to do? And
yes.
I just learned not to worry about numbers anymore. If everything looks good, just don't mess around with it.
Yep, makes sense. Wise words. So with that in mind, I mean, obviously you've got the calcium reactor, churning away, keeping parameters there. You've obviously got some dosing pumps for making minor adjustments to any of the other elements as needed. You've got the calcwasser on the way. Is there any other sort of trace element program you're doing or anything like that?
I have been dosing trace. I put about 30 mil every Sunday.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Just keeps ticking along nicely. Yeah. Fantastic.
I'll tell you what, the calcium reactor was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah. I do agree. They just keep all of those levels balanced.
Yeah.
And that way, when you've got things like the KH Guardian doing the testing, you know if alkalinity's down, that they're all going to be down. You turn the calcium reactor up, we'll turn it up or down, whatever you need to do.
Because it runs through the apex. The apex controls the calcium reactor, everything. So
Beautiful.
Like the only thing I do every day is just clean the glass and feed the fish.
Living the dream.
Top up water once a week.
Yep.
I've still got that auto water change.
Yes.
From the last video. It's all hooked up through the roof and everything, but I still have not used it.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, it's there should you ever need it. But
I had a bit of trouble with it, trying to calibrate it and so on, and I was like, nah.
Forget it.
Rather do it manually. That way I know it's getting done properly.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better like that. Well, that's incredible to think that you can have a system. I mean, don't get me wrong. You've got some serious infrastructure here running it. It's not like it's a system that you just woke up and it grew like this and coloured up like this. But nice to know with the right equipment and the right planning behind it that you can get yourself to a fairly light touch system that has incredible growth and colour like this. It's got to be inspirational for those of us out there watching this, thinking that we're going through the challenges, and once the system matures, you too can have something like this, which should be, I think it'd be the dream for everyone out there. Is there any future plans for the system that, obviously you talked about some of the corals, that something tickles your fancy, you'll pull some less desirable colonies out and replace, but I mean, since I was here last time, you've added on these additional pieces here. Anything else that you're thinking might get added or changed to the system?
Maybe get Adam to make me a bigger tank.
I'm sure Adam from Cade will be watching, so you never know. There might be the Cade 2500 coming out in future. Not that I know any inside word, but I'm sure Adam could accommodate when the time comes. But that would be a sight to see, I can imagine.
But these lids,
yes.
Like if you don't have any, get onto it.
Yeah.
These are.
So for those who don't know, these are the Cade factory polycarbonate lids here that fit the system. You can just contact your retailer and say, I've got a Cade XYZ, I want a lid for it, and they can produce those for you.
I think they're only sold through Adam's website.
Okay, right.
The frag tanks are.
Yes.
So you can find them at a retailer, but
the big ones,
tops, the tops are through Adam's website.
Yeah, nice. So I briefly mentioned that you have another system on the side here. You're just a reef tank enthusiast when you've got a 2.1 metre long Cade, you add a couple of frag tanks to the side of it, and then you just have, just an M system on the side.
Yeah, why not?
What can you tell us about this tank?
So this is the Cade S2900.
Yep.
So in the last video, I was having problems with hair algae.
Yes, that's right. I do remember.
That was an absolute nightmare. I think because it was all new rock.
Yes.
It was probably leaching out something.
Of course. Yes.
But I put in a couple of urchins in there.
They cleaned it up.
They cleaned it right up.
Now the bubble tips are absolutely loving life in there, and likewise, so is this harem of clowns in there. And I say clowns plurally because not only is there a harem of clowns, but there's also a clown tank in there. Can you tell us about this guy?
All right, so Peter had him in his tank at home.
Yes.
And his fish are like 3 times bigger than him. And yeah, he beat them all up.
Yes.
So when I went up to Sydney, he's like, oh, do you want him? I was like, where am I going to put him? He goes, don't put him in your big tank.
No.
Just put him in with the NEMs.
Beautiful.
I was like, all right. So he did the trip.
Came back from Sydney with you, and here he is. And he seems
pretty good.
super peaceful in there. He's just chilling about, and it gives, I must say, whenever I've seen a harem tank before of clowns, I feel like you do need something just to make the clowns be on edge so that they do sit in their NEMs. And that's exactly, I mean, they're not terrified of him, but it just gives them a reason to stay close to home and to nestle their way into those NEMs, doing exactly what we want them to do.
They'll come out. So they're not scared of him.
No.
So they'll come out, they'll swim around, but it's been pretty good. So I actually had, what was it, 22 of the clowns. So I got them all from the same clutch, and as they were growing, one would be left out. And so I'd grab him, put him in the frag tank, and then another one, and I'd give him to a friend of mine, and so I'm left with, I think there's about 17 in here now.
Okay, so there's still quite a few in there. They're just found their happy number now. They've probably got through that adolescent phase where they're really trying to work out the hierarchy and picking on any sort of potential weaklings, where once they mature a little bit, they realise that they've probably got more safety in numbers. Looks a treat, and what a system to have just off to the side. This has got a couple of MP40s.
MP40s, so 2 MP40s.
Yeah, just giving that nice flow motion there so those NEMs can just sway in the breeze.
And they've got the NEM guards as well.
Of course, yes.
So Peter makes those too.
Yes, absolutely necessary, because we can see down here, this NEM here is just tickling the wave maker there. If you didn't have the NEM guard on the wave maker, it'd be soup pretty quick.
And I'll show you in here.
Sure, yeah.
So that's running a Gen 6 Pro as well.
Yes. And you've got this one obviously not plumbed into the other sump because it's on the other side of the room, but nice, simple, but logical system in here, going through a Red Sea filter roller.
That's the Reef Mat 500.
Yes. And then we just jump into the Great White skimmer, bit of media, and then return pump back up.
Just simple.
Keeps it easy, yeah. And maintenance-wise on this system, you're doing much? Obviously, this one's got its own, it's not plumbed into the sump of the other one, so you need to do water changes or anything on this one often?
Yeah, every 7-8 months.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say every 7 or 8 days then, but no, it keeps it nice and easy. Just let the system run, no need to change the water and change things up for the sake of changing it. If it's doing everything it should do, leave it as is and enjoy.
That's it.
Well, it is good to see, because as you say, last time we were here, this was riddled with hair algae, and you've rode it out, and the system looks an absolute dream now. Now, Elias, obviously the system looks incredibly clean, and I know from experience people tend to give the system a little spruce up before I pop over with the camera. Do you have any tips or tricks for people out there on how you've managed to get this system looking this clean? Because it doesn't even look like there's water in there. It's impeccable.
Well, all the products I use on here are the flipper magnet cleaners.
Yes.
And they're scrapers, the handle. So
yeah, nice. Just so you can get into those spots. Something like, I noticed your back wall is perfectly clean. Obviously use the scraper to get back there. The flipper magnet cleaner on the glass, and then anything you use.
I never keep them inside the tank.
Yeah, okay.
So once I clean all the glass,
yep,
they're out. So I've got a small one for this one, the big one for this one.
Yes.
And then another big one for there. That's on that tank. But this system here, I never leave it in there.
Yep.
I do use all these. So I got gifted these from Flipper and Aqua Blue.
Yes.
They said to me, look, we'll send you these out, try them out, and they've been a treat, so they're pretty good. I still haven't used their Edge one. Yes. I will be using it, and I will pop it on my Instagram page, see how it goes.
Tell us, Instagram, where can people follow the journey of this tank?
So the page is called Prince of Arabia Reef.
Perfect. I'll be sure to add a link in the description below so people can jump on there and continue to follow the progress of this stunning tank. Well, I can't thank you enough for allowing me back here. Today we're filming is actually on a public holiday, and you've made it possible for me to be here, take up some of your precious day off where we can film this tank, and so I can see it myself again, because it has been a good year plus since I was here last, and I got to say it has absolutely blown away my expectations of where the system would be at. So well done, keep up the great work, and I can't wait to see, hopefully not as long this time, hopefully it won't be another year till I'm here again, but I cannot wait to see where this system goes in the next 6-12 months and what you're going to do next. It'll be incredible.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks for coming out.
Cheers. All right, guys, there you have it. What an incredible system that is. Elias has done a fantastic job on that SBS-dominated Cade 2100. The colors, the growth, the variety, even the fish he has in that system all look on point, and it's just a testament to what you can achieve with the right equipment, the patience and the know-how, plus a support network around you can deliver an incredible reef tank like that. And now Elias gets to sit back and enjoy the system. Now, I will put some links to Elias's socials down below where you can follow the progress of this incredible system, and of course reach out to him if there's any of those frags you want to pick up for your own tank. I did manage to pick up a few while I was there because I could not resist a couple of little sticks that I wanted to bring back to my own dream reef tank. Now, before I wrap things up, I do want to give a massive shout out to these names on screen here. These are my channel members who chip in a couple of dollars each and every month to make videos like this one possible, and I thank you very, very much for your support. I do understand that times are tough out there, and if you don't have a couple of dollars to spare each and every month, fear not, you can still support the channel by subscribing. It takes 2 seconds of your time, will not cost a cent today, tomorrow, or ever, but it does go a long way to help promoting this channel to other like-minded reefers out there. So if you could subscribe, I'd personally appreciate it. Now, if you do have any questions, comments, feedback, anything like that at all, pop it in the comment section down below. I do personally reply to each and every comment there, so it is the best way to get hold of me. And I look forward to bringing you some more content in the coming weeks. I have talked about my brand new UN Systems soft coral display. I'm looking forward to getting that started on its cycle very, very soon. And of course, I've got some product reviews and some brand new products to share with you as well. I look forward to seeing you then, guys. Till then, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.